This almost feels like a bit of an interview. Anyway, hey guys, how are you keeping? My name is Alan PC Kennett, and this is the first video in my new YouTube channel, and I hope you will come along on this journey with me. It's going to be great to have you. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below as you're going through the video. Anything that resonates with you, or any insights or comments, suggestions, it doesn't really matter. I just want to hear back that anything I'm putting out, if it resonates with you, well, it's always nice to get that. And if you really feel like continuing, or not continuing, if you really feel like joining me on this journey, hit the subscribe button wherever it is on the page. Okay, so like I said, my name is Alan PC Kennett. I am coming to you from Dublin in Ireland, and I am a mindset coach, amongst other things. I'm also a paramedic. I'm also a father. I am also an athlete to my own degree, a dad-elite. I'm going to coin that there, as in I look after myself every day with training, with weight resistance, with running. I run an ultra marathon, and all this is where I am right now. Some of it obviously has been there for a while. I've been a father for 10 years. I've been a paramedic for 15 years. I've been an ultra marathon runner for 1 year. And I've been looking after my body for the last 5 years, really focusing on improving it to the best of it can possibly be. And that's obviously something that I'm always working on. And the reason that I wanted to come on here today and have this first video, this opening introduction to me, is because life is fucking challenging. It really is. And it's a journey that's going to take you on a ride unless you become more aware of how you're proceeding through life in this world, how you're thinking, and then how you're acting, and what you're focusing on, and who you're deciding to show up as. Because for a good 20 years, I wasn't focused on that at all. I was lost. I was very much going through just the life's patterns, and then I eventually woke up. And that happened, that wake up happened about 5 years ago, when my partner told me that we were getting divorced. That you had not lived up to the person that you said you'd be, and that relationship was ending. And it was a very sad moment. It was very frustrating. There was a lot of anger, a lot of sadness. But through all that, and through working all of it, of course, came the new version of myself, which when I looked in the mirror, I said had to happen. This had to happen. Now, there's a huge amount in between there. It wasn't just a light bulb moment. There's a lot of dark times, and we'll get into that, because I want to be very honest with you and authentic with you on this channel. It was a challenge. It was. And I know that there's a lot of men and women going through that challenge as well. And what does happen is, particularly if you have a business, that's going to affect your business as well, because who you show up as in your personal life, who you show up as when nobody's watching, how you think, how you look after yourself, how you look after your mindset, all that affects your business. All that affects your relationships with your kids. It just is who you'll be unless you're looking after yourself. Life is about cause and effects. And you want the effects of everything in your life to be good and positive and working towards a purpose. And the way you do that is by working on yourself and working on your mindset. And that's where I got into the mindset coaching side of things. Had my own breakthroughs. I'm still having them, still growing. It never stops. It never stops, because you're always going to have a new challenge after you get to the peak of what you're aiming for right now. So I had a little agenda. The type of coaching that I did, actually, there's one of my coaches up there who taught me, Luke Hawkins, is NLP coaching, neuro-linguistic programming, which is the process of modeling good behavior. It's the process of understanding that the past has shaped who you are now, but it doesn't have to define who you'll be in the future. It's the process of enabling confidence into yourself when you need it by using anchoring techniques. It's been able to remove, reduce, and get rid of bad habits that you might have. I was a very heavy drinker for 20 years. I don't drink at all now for the last 2 years, and I don't miss it one bit. Smoking the same. This year, 2025, it's meat and caffeine. You know, building a new identity for who I need to be to get to the next level of life that I'm aiming for. So that's NLP. It's a magnificent program for change because it's instant. It happens right there in the moment. You see people having shifts just like that. They just have this realization, this wake up. And they say to themselves, and they draw the line in the sand and say, that's it. Gotten to this point, I've had enough. I want to change. And then I guide them through the process. It's really, really cool. It lights me up when I think about some of the transformations that I've helped guys to get over the last couple of years. So that's that part. What came out of that trauma from 5 years ago of being told that the marriage was ending and going to a depression for a good period of time, and then realizing that it wasn't the end, it was just the beginning. A little NLP reframe there. Things, you know, there's always light there. Was discovering a mission, was discovering a purpose. And you hear a lot about that online. You need to find your purpose, you need to find your passion, you need to find your mission. It's so fucking true. You need to have something to focus on. Because if you're not focusing on something that you want and something that you want to create, well, then you'll just be distracted. And hey, we're in a very fucking distracting world. Excuse me, I've got Tourette's and I'm Irish, so I curse a lot. But yeah, the world is out there to distract you. So you've got to come up with your own mission, your own passion, your own purpose, whatever word you want to put in it, something to focus your attention on. That will allow you to grow. It will allow you to contribute. It will allow you to create significance in other people's lives. It will give you that certainty that if you keep working on this, you're going to make good out of something or in somebody's lives or in your company, whatever it is. And of course, there's a massive amount of uncertainty in that as well, because there might never be an end to it, because you'll always want to keep growing. So the mission that I'm on, it really is to help people escape the struggle that they're currently going through in their personal life and in their business life. Because they're both interlocked. They really are. Any top business mogul in the world will tell you that mindset is the key to their success. It really is. Strategy, implementation, action, the action of creating what it is that they're creating. It doesn't happen unless you have the mindset for it first. Because if you haven't got the mindset, you won't take the action. If you don't take the action, you won't get the results. Makes sense, right? So you got to focus on that mindset piece. So important. Every single day, you got to do something to focus your mindset. There's got to be maybe a technique you have. And for everybody, it's completely different. Some people just write down one thing that they want to achieve today, and off they go and they get that. But it's part of a bigger plan, a bigger program. Other people, they'll meditate, they'll visualize what it is they're aiming towards, that they're working towards. Other people, it's writing out. Okay, we're going off on slight tangents here, but they're the ways that you work on your mindset. And my mission is to help people to create the mindset so they can free themselves of the past and they can take the steps and the actions they need to really enjoy where they are right now and then pull that future that they desire closer to them way quicker. And of course, then they're going to create this generational change. Because if you can decide right now to change your life, if you're going through the shits right now and you decide, I've had enough, I want to change my life, well, then that's going to have a direct impact on your kids, right? The best way that you can improve or in some cases fix that relationship between you and your kids, because I'm having to do the same thing as well from being a very poor dad for a very, very long time, is to show your kids that you can forgive yourself, that you can decide that you want to be a better person, that you want to be a better father. And even when you continue to fuck up, you can be humble enough to apologize again and say, I'm sorry, I'm trying, and I'm going to keep trying, and I'm going to do better, and I'm going to do whatever it takes. And they'll see that. Kids will see that. Believe me, I yap on quite a bit to my kids about mindset, and they don't listen. It's going in there somewhere, but it's really down to when you show them. You show them that you show up for them. You show them that you're looking after your body, by training 6-7 days a week, by running a marathon, by whatever, lifting weights. You be the example. And they'll see you being that example, and then they'll want to emulate it. That's my mission, to get people to that place where they're just more aware of the control that they actually have of the outcome that they desire in their personal life or in their business life. Because like I said, it's all interchanged. So very briefly, I do help people with in the coaching aspect. That's my business. And if any of that resonated with you, or you're stuck right now, please just comment below or reach out in some way, and let's just have a chat. It's always good to have all the information. I'm not going to go into it all now. In future videos, we'll talk more about the NLP and how it actually works and some of the processes for sure. There's loads of videos out there on NLP. They're everywhere all over the internet. But maybe you want to see how that will adapt, how you could adapt that into life as a busy dad or a busy mom, or you have a home business and you have kids and you're trying to do both. I'm up here in my attic building my coaching business, still working full-time as a paramedic, and with my kids downstairs with our au pair or in school, whatever time this video goes out at. But knowing how to manage that so that you can fit it all in. And you can fit it all in, believe me, you can. It just takes a structure. It takes an enormous amount of heart as well. That's from the entrepreneur side of things, because it's freaking tough. It is freaking tough. So finally, to end this video today, is I understand very, very deeply how difficult it is to grow a business, to become an entrepreneur, to move from that 9-to-5 space to that entrepreneurial space. I can barely even say it. I understand the struggles that come with wanting to make that decision, or even that you weren't sure that you were allowed to make the decision. Because for a long time, for me, I was led to believe that you went to school, went to college, got a job, got a partner, had kids, got a mortgage, and then that was what life was going to be like for the next 40 years. And somehow, well, actually I know how, well, from my teens, I always wanted to do something slightly different. I always wanted to be on stage. I wanted to play music. But unfortunately, the vice of alcohol took over and, caused me to self-sabotage a huge amount all the way through school and college. And because I always felt that I'd missed that opportunity, I regretted it, and I had a lot of resentment, and I carried that into anger. And then obviously I then continued to drink all the way through my 20s and 30s, while at the same time meeting a fantastic woman, making some amazing friends, having 2 beautiful kids, and being able to buy a house, but not understanding or not being grateful for any of it as much as I should have been, until Jesus, it was nearly all taken off me. And part of the reason I was so frustrated is because I wasn't following the path in life that I had expected to follow. Because I didn't know how. I didn't know how to start a business. I didn't know how to be an entrepreneur. There was so many I didn't knows, but there was still no personal responsibility for going and finding it. I had a story that, only people who are born into business have businesses. You need to go to college to start a business. You need to be smarter than, what I was to start a business. All these things. They're all just stories. All just stories. And then when I eventually figured out that you could become an online entrepreneur, that you could put yourself out there in networking events, that you could really decide that you could change who you wanted to be, and you could become that entrepreneur, well, then that's where the spark was lit once again. That's where it started to burn up. That's where it started to get bigger and brighter and stronger, until I'm at a stage now where I don't matter how long it takes and what I have to do and where I have to go and how much I need to invest and how many videos, starting a YouTube channel at 39 years of age. It doesn't matter, because my mission is too important, and the opportunity that I have now to go forward with this and to work on it and have it be my purpose and my passion, and to be the example to my kids that I really want to be, so that you can change your life and to others. But it doesn't matter what age you decide. You can just make a decision, and then you can go after it. And you can find the people, you can find the mentors, you can keep learning, because it's a never-ending learning journey that you're on. And then you can just go for it. And there will be struggle up until that point. And if you're at that point now where you're frustrated where you are right now, it doesn't have to be that way. You just need a different perspective. You just need to realize that, and this is a great one, I'll leave you with this, is that everything in your life has happened up until this point. And everything has led you up until this point right now. And you might have gone through some horrible things. You might have been told some beliefs that weren't true. You might have done some stupid shit over the years. But it all had to happen until you got to this point where you're listening to this video, I hope, or somebody else's motivational video. It doesn't matter. But then you said, that's it. That's enough. Now it's time to actually start doing something. Where do you start? Well, I can help you with that for sure. Absolutely. You start by accepting responsibility. That's number one. Ain't no blame game going on here. Got to be 100% authentic. Okay? Because if you're not, well, then you're not being truthful with yourself, and it's not going to show up in your business or whatever career even that you want to transition into, or whatever person. Maybe you're happy in your career and it's just, like I said, maybe it's the health side of things that you want to improve, or the wealth side, or whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter. You decide now to draw the line, and then you start to become that person. Change the identity of who you are. It's totally possible. Takes a bit of guidance for sure, but it's totally achievable. So I'll just check my agenda one more time to make sure I didn't forget anything. There was a couple of bits. But anyway, thank you so much if you've watched all the way into this point. I really am grateful that you spent the last 18, 19 minutes here in this video. If you did get anything from it, or there's something like that went, aha, that's interesting, sort of like a aha moment, put it down in the comments below. Because other people, you can share your ahas with other people's, and they can share it with you. And through that, everybody grows. And if you're interested in following my journey and using NLP as a process, as a coaching process to be able to change your life and move towards a different life, or whatever the case may be, subscribe and hit that bell. I've heard it so many times on thousands of videos I've watched. Hit that bell and you'll be notified. For note, one key little hack there for your mindset, turn off all notifications on your phone. Yeah, they're just distracting you from life. All right. But if you want to follow me and you have your notifications on, hit the bell and then you'll see the next one. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Alan PC Kenna, Elevation Mentorship is my company, and from Dublin here in Ireland. And it's been an absolute pleasure yapping with you. More videos to come. More videos to come, that's for sure. Have a great day.